Hello everyone, my name is Ryan Cam, and welcome back to the Twilight Zone Vlogs. And in this episode, I'm covering the episode called Eye of the Beholder. And this is going to be a bit of a different episode of this series because, unlike in the past when I have spared talking about the twist, because I believe if you're going to watch the Twilight Zone, you should go in about as blind as possible. However, Eye of the Beholder is one of the most famous episodes of this entire show. Just by me saying Eye of the Beholder, you probably know exactly what's going to happen. So, I will be talking about the twist here. There will be a spoiler warning and a time code to where you can skip to if you don't want to know about it if you haven't seen the episode. I do want to keep that in mind because I know there may be some people who may have not seen the show, and that's wonderful. But I go into this episode knowing full well that you have probably seen Eye of the Beholder multiple times. Like, literally, if you type the Twilight Zone into Google Images, the twist is one of the first images that you see. It tells the story of a woman named Janet Tyler, who, as we first see her, her entire face is covered in bandages, and is incredibly worried over the state of her disfigurement. She is in this hospital to cure her disfigurement, and her doctors are very worried for her. Learning about this episode has probably been one of my favorite episodes to learn about in preparation for this series. This was one of the most difficult Twilight Zone episodes to direct. Director Douglas Hayes cast the entire episode with his back turned. He didn't want to see faces, he only wanted to see voices, because throughout the entire episode, with the exception of the ending, you don't see anyone's faces. It's done very creatively to shield what's really going on here. The filmmakers had to get incredibly creative in order to keep things from being spoiled. Douglas Hayes pretty much broke his back, figuratively, trying to make this as much a mystery as he could, and give him all the props because he did an amazing job. But there is an interesting story outside of this episode that I just found to be fascinating. When this episode was to be made, it was originally called Eye of the Beholder, and on Paramount Plus, it is called Eye of the Beholder. However, for a very long time, this episode was renamed to The Private World of Darkness. To make a long story short, there was a gentleman named, and I'm going to read his name so I don't forget, Stuart Reynolds, who was producing an educational film of the title Eye of the Beholder, and so he caused a massive stink suing CBS over the rights. And CBS was like, alright, let's just pay him. And so for many years, the episode was called A Private World of Darkness, or The Private World of Darkness. It wasn't until later reissues, I believe including the Blu-ray set, and of course on Paramount Plus, that it was renamed to Eye of the Beholder, the original. And in the actual episode itself, because Janet Tyler, the main character, is seen wearing bandages, she is not only played by one actress, but two. Under the bandages, she is played by Maxine Stewart. And Janet Tyler, without the bandages, was played by Donna Douglas. I liked both of these actresses. However, Maxine Stewart really went above and beyond, because we don't see her face throughout the entire episode. We only see Donna Douglas's face. So Maxine Stewart has to do this entire thing through voiceover, and she does a great job. And because Twilight Zone was still in the middle of cost-cutting measures, the cast is relatively small. The only actor you might recognize is William D. Gordon as one of the doctors. He was also in Nervous Man in a $4 Room. And he is really good in this episode as well. Now it's time to talk about the twist. Spoiler warning. If you do not want to have this twist spoiled for you, skip to this time code and just go watch the episode for yourself. And thank me later. The twist of the episode is that Janet Tyler is beautiful. Like, we're talking about like movie star good looks. But she's beautiful in a world where every single person is ugly. And I'm not just talking about like maybe a deformity like here or there or like a weird mole. No, we're talking about these people must have been beat not by the ugly stick, but by the ugly forest. It's not pretty. But in this world, Janet Tyler is seen as horribly disfigured. And at the very end of the episode, she is introduced to a very handsome-looking man. Like, seriously, these two might as well have been, like, Burt Lancaster and Marilyn Monroe. These two were very beautiful-looking. They were reunited together, and they were sent to a community where the ugly people were living. There really is a lot to unpack with this twist, but I don't think I'm really qualified to talk about it. My interpretation is that, well, beauty is in the eye of the beholder, just like the title suggests. We all should just try to live our lives as best we can and not worry about gatekeeping or gaslighting or thinking about what is beautiful. It's like Scott Adams once said. You're watching, it's like two people in a movie theater, and even though they're technically watching the same movie, they're getting a different experience out of it. And at the end of the day, this is often considered one of the best Twilight Zone episodes, and yeah, it really is. From a technical standpoint, the camera work, the editing is just spot on. Pretty much everyone works overtime to make this work. Maxine Stewart, Donna Douglas, William Gordon, Rod Serling, and especially Douglas Hayes. Everyone is on their A game here. And if you haven't watched the episode for yourself, if you just want to watch one Twilight Zone episode, watch this one. And that is all from me. Thank you so much as always for watching. Next time on the Twilight Zone Vlogs, I'm going to be covering an episode called Nick of Time, which stars, well, let's just say an actor who boldly went where no actor had went before. It's William Shatner. He's in this. If you like this video, please be sure to leave a like, comment your thoughts down below, and if you like this video and you want to see more like it, hit the subscribe button and click the bell to allow notifications. That way when a new video drops, you'll be the first to know about it. My name is Ryan Cam, and I will see you in the next one.